Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my J Bird. And we have another one. Higher ELO in this series of openings here. I'm in white. Let's get to it. Knights Waiting Reverse. Knights Bird to bot 2600. Game 54. And yes, I did use the arrows on this. But this one's strange. This one's strange in a way that his pawns from the opening were disconnected and cost him his position in this one game. Now, I do this opening goes up to 2900, possibly 3200. But because he wanted to go and trade the piece, and I see it. I actually see it where the pawns disconnect in the opening, and at the end, perfect continuation moves, and it's over. So it's this one's easy to see the depth with what I'm trying to say. So let's get to it. D4, D6, F3, F5, D2. We're starting to Knights Waiting Reverse. Knights Waiting Reverse. We're starting it right now. F6, E3. And now it looks like I got more time. There ain't no pawn here. And I'm developing this. So we're going right back to where we were. C6, C3, B5, E2. And there's your Knights Waiting Reverse. This is the whole intent. Now, like I said, this game could go different ways. Let's check it out, Hero. E5. I take. Like I said, you have to take that pawn. That even in the towers. Remember, I showed you some of the towers, and they go up to 2900. How I said, well, you still have to take this pawn. So it's like most of 90 some percent. You got to take this one pawn because when the Nightbird Tower comes up, and when it was coming, and then that pawn comes, and then in my other videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. You have to take the pawn. I already said it. Here again, you have to take that pawn. Because it's not, you're going to start working backwards here, and you can't pass. So after D5 takes, knight E over G3, E7, E2 into the Knight's Bird, castles, A3. I pushed the pawn up. I didn't castle right away. I wanted to make sure that pawn got up. Now, when I say disconnect, I'll show you a little bit. Okay, it's split here. I get we're disconnect. All right, two islands. But he's still disconnected here. And he's disconnected here. I'm all connected. You see what I'm saying? He's on a disconnect. Now, let's go on with that. Now, just picture that right now in your head. Now, after A3, F4. And, this is going to help a grandmaster because if they can understand something like this, after F4, takes F4, takes F4, knight E4. And here's the thing about these knights in the reverses and moving around. You got to remember the two knights will be attached somewhere from this reverse position when the pieces are moved around. So, and this is a strong position right here. And even though it's more of a defensive use right now because the way this went. Now we'll go back over this. Let's see if things could have been thought of a different way, but it looks like he got aggressive, so I had to take it with that pawn. So after E4, F5, I take the knight with a check, F6, F6 takes. Now I castle. Rook E over E8, C3. Yes. See this pawn? You see this pawn, this structure? I'm in great position. He's disconnected. This is not good. And disconnected. But the key is over here, the disconnection. After C3, E7, E1, D3, F1. And now he decides, okay, let's trade. E2, takes E2, takes E2, takes E2, takes E2, takes E2. Okay. D7, knighty up, e4, e8. Now, I could have pushed this pawn first, but I decided what I'm thinking is, I thought of something else myself. I looked at this and said, well, I could go here with this pawn, then put the king back here or something. But then he's got his bishop, and then that's going to ruin everything for you to move the pawns, because then you're on a black square. You want to stay on white. And then to come up here on white, you got these. No, it looks like the safe white squares are over this way. Huh? Think about it, what I'm trying to tell you right now. After e8, d3, see, g5, a4, and now you just create this chaos. He's already disconnected. So now he's only got one-on-one, after a4, d8. Now I got him pinned. c2, stay on white. He goes back to e8, threaten that. Now I push f3. You don't want to take it. You want the knight for the endgame. The knight is really valuable right now for this endgame right now. I need that knight, because then he'll have his knight. No. And then he keeps his knight, and I don't have mine on this game. You're not getting that. After f3, a8, takes b5, takes b5. Now, I'm connected. We've both got pawns. He's still disconnected. After b5, h4. Now I come this way. I'm trying to disconnect him again. No matter what, it looks like he's getting a free pawn, but now he's getting disconnected. There's something about pawns being connected here. After h4, h6. Now I take h5, takes g5. Takes g5, takes g5. a6. Well, you take this, you'll be over here with checks, and then take another pawn, yada, yada, yada. After a6, h7, knighty up, d6. Now we threaten this pawn. b8. Go here, because it doesn't matter. He's gonna have to push this anyway to save. He's gonna lose his pawn. Now I guess, well, yeah, because you know what? If he pushes, I take, then he'll lose his rook. Yep, he's got to lose it. For a3, b4, takes b4, c6. Yes, push the pawn, b5, because he was disconnected, costing him the game here. After b5, d4 check, b1, no more checks for you. Totally safe. Let's play. e7. Oh, he thinks he's got me pinned. Well, either way, here's the amazing thing. Let's say I couldn't have this pawn here. I still got this move here. So if he took my knight, I take his knight. I'm on white squares, no check. You see, so it didn't even really matter that he pinned me. That pin don't mean nothing, because I could still go here. Instead, b6. He threatens me, b5. I take it, of course, but look what's going to happen. He's going to lose his rook. He's going to lose his rook. And I'm going to have this knight. And I'm still going to have pass pawn. Takes b5, takes a3, knight he jumps. I lost the rook, c7. He goes d8. Of course I'm going to take it a7. You had to get out. I'm on the white square is coming here, and I have the knight. Now this is being threatened. What are you going to do? Go back? What are you going to threaten? What are you going to threaten? After takes a7, c5, queenie, takes a8, takes a8, e3, takes e3, takes e3, c2, g6, d3, e2, takes e2, g5, b4, h5, b5, h4, b6, h3, takes h3, h4, b7, h3, b8, h4, g8, h5. No, I could have walked my king right to where I need to walk it, but you know what I like to do. F4, H4, F5, H3, F6, H4, F7, H3. Now I could have put my king here. Yes. And then followed him. But then, what's the point? I could just run the pawn down. F8, H4, H6, and that's game. Let's go back. Even though he traded all the pieces and it looked good, he was disconnected. His pawns weren't positioned very well. Yes, I have to take. Now I go here. Now I could have started from this position and did some different things here and took this game a different way. I mean, this is nuts. Maybe all right. Maybe well, he's going to want to get his king put away too, but if I'm going to castle, maybe I could have fianchettoed, I don't know, and go this way and then end up with a crazy game and castle. One move. He's got 1, 2 moves. I got 1, 2, and then a third one. You know, but I moved here. He goes. I go on the knight's bird. I move this pawn first. Then he goes. I go. I take. Then I castle. I still have a move. I push this one up. He don't have enough. We trade our pieces. His pawn structure's out, disconnected. And like I say, you don't go this way. He's going to push these pawns, and you stay in the white square, you're out of danger, and you're going to move your knight. And I'm not going to sacrifice no knight. See, that would have disconnected him again. And then you just sit and wait. He pushes, I'll take, and then he's disconnected again. Because I'll be on white squares with those 2 pawns. And here again, there was nothing he could possibly do. All right, he throws a check. He still can't take a piece. And here's the thing. I go, well, you say, oh, let him take that. No, it looks like a check then. Okay. Oh, well, take it with your rook. Oh, I'll take it with the pawn. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. What are you going to do? Now it's your move. Oh, it's too late. Queen. Your move. Nope, too late. A queen. So he had to go, and he went like this. Oh, my knight, I'm going to get your rook now. Oh, now I get your pawn. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. And it's over. Oh, you got to defend your pawn. You're going to lose another one. Nope, my king's right there. And then you know the rest of the story here, and that's the way it goes. He disconnected. Those pawns got disconnected. And that cost him, that's how far that works. I can't wait till they get to the next one. And then we'll see how that one goes. This is all good. And then you have to take it. Yeah, you have to take that pawn. I go this way. Now, this game could have went different ways. I could take this variation maybe at the same thing and try to fianchetto, go this way, and then castle and work this way. It might look better. Maybe I might even do better. See, this is where the yellow factor comes in on each move. You know what I'm saying? So that move might not have been the move. My yellow might have dropped down. And even though I beat it, you see what I'm saying? The night bird, now it might go back up, and now it could be going up and down like a meter here. But he disconnected these pawns like this is no good, and mine are connected. You see what I'm saying? That made the difference in this whole game right here. This disconnection. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and we're going to get some more of this Knights Waiting reverse.